Have you ever imagined what it would be like to see your own hand bones pierce through your skin in an instant? Not by accident, but because you were looking at a light brighter than 1,000 suns? A nuclear bomb is not just a big explosion, it is a creation of hell on Earth that occurs in a matter of milliseconds. When the button is pressed, you will not hear the explosion at first because the light will blind you first, before the sound has a chance to reach your ears. This is the story of what happens to our bodies, souls, and cities when humans decide to play God and release energy that can destroy everything in the blink of an eye. Imagine a quiet morning in the middle of a city. Without warning, the sky is torn open by a white light so intense it surpasses the human brain's ability to process. At the epicenter of the explosion, temperatures soar to millions of degrees Celsius, hotter than the surface of the sun. Within a 2-kilometer radius, there is no such thing as injury. There is only annihilation. Concrete buildings, cars, and even people are vaporized into atoms. You don't have time to feel pain because your pain-sensing nerves have already turned to vapor before the message even reaches your brain. For those a little further away, the scene is a living nightmare. The light is so intense that it penetrates closed eyelids, leaving survivors seeing shadows of their own bones as if being forcibly X-rayed. But that light is only the prelude. Moments later, a shockwave traveling faster than the speed of sound hits. This wind wave was no ordinary hurricane. It was a wall of air pressure carrying shattered building materials. Houses, trees, and power lines were flattened as if they were a stack of cards blown by a child. People's eardrums were instantly torn by the extreme pressure difference. In that instant, the city, once bustling with life, was reduced to a burning field of rubble. The once blue sky turned a dark gray as dust and smoke formed a giant mushroom cloud, blocking out the sunlight and creating a silent but deadly apocalypse. If you survive the blast and shockwave, you won't be able to breathe a sigh of relief. The real nightmare has just begun in an invisible form: radiation. Nuclear explosions leave a poison in the air and soil that will linger for decades. This radiation penetrates the body, damaging DNA, and becomes a ticking time bomb, ready to explode at any moment, causing cancer, organ failure, and reproductive disorders in future generations. For those who witness this devastation, the psychological scars go far deeper than the burns on their skin. The trauma of seeing their loved ones destroyed and their cities disappear in an instant is a pain for which there is no cure. The impact of nuclear war knows no borders. Radiation can be carried by the wind to other continents, poisoning the families of those not even involved in the war. This is a weapon that literally condemns the entire planet without exception. To understand the horror of this weapon, let's simulate it in our own city center. Imagine a modern nuclear bomb being detonated there. In an instant, the area from the city to the border would be obliterated, razed to the ground in a giant fireball. The fatality rate in this zone would be 100%. Elite buildings would be crushed like crushed crackers. Fires would spread, while high levels of radiation would blanket the area for tens of kilometers. If you tried to flee by car, even for 3 hours out of town, you would likely still be in the deadly radiation zone. Economic centers, policymakers, and millions of citizens would be wiped out in less time than it takes you to watch this video. The world has agreed to limit these weapons, but the shadow of nuclear weapons always looms large whenever a major conflict occurs. Nuclear bombs should never be a political option or a military strategy. They are a reminder that humanity has the capacity to destroy itself utterly. Japan's history should be a turning point, not an inspiration. Because ultimately, in a nuclear war, there are no victors, only ashes and a land no longer habitable. We must learn that peace is not merely an option, but the only way to prevent this nightmare from ever becoming a reality in our skies.